That is Dunia, the one and only Westlife.
Hey!
Hello.
Hello. Hey.
So it is always fascinating to talk more about the world tour, your 20 tour, and also your comeback album. Can we say that? Spectrum. So now let's start talk about the 20 tour first.
Well, actually, we finished the tour in Indonesia, and we done 50 concerts. So at the beginning, when we all sat down and said, let's do a tour, I think we thought it would be more like 25 concerts or something like that. So it doubled in size, and 50 concerts, you know, that's a big tour.
Yes, that's a big tour.
And so it's been fantastic. It's been very enjoyable. It's been very successful. You know, we sold out most of the concerts. So luckily, the fans are all still there, both in Indonesia, Southeast Asia, China, and the UK and Ireland. We've done a fantastic few gigs in Europe as well. So all the territories we used to play when we were like little boys, when we were 18, we went back to, and we met all those fans, and they've grown up, we've grown up, but they're all still beautiful. And I can't say the same for ourselves.
Okay, so it means that at the beginning you didn't expect or you didn't plan to make some huge number of...
Well, I think we intended to go back to all the territories, but we done like, you know, 2 or 3 nights in each place instead of just 1 or 2, you know. It just, the reaction was so positive, and I think maybe some of that's down to finding the right song to come back with. We didn't want to just return as those old guys, you know, that used to sing. We wanted to be we wanted to release new music as well. And Hello My Love, we just were very lucky to find that song. And those songs are very difficult to find. Some artists look for years and they never find it. So we got very lucky, and the tour has been a massive success. And we're now going to release an album, and that's what we're very excited about.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Were there any unique experience, or maybe you want to share to the Indonesian fans?
Well, Indonesian
actually?
fans, you know, Mark is saying there, you know, we did 50 shows and 10% of those shows were in Indonesia. So, you know, we did more shows in Indonesia than any other country, obviously bar the UK. So it was pretty special. We've only done 1 city in Indonesia before, and we got to do 5 shows in 4 different cities, which is pretty cool. So we saw the love from Indonesia more than ever. And Indonesia is a special place for us. You know, we've always had a lot of success there, a lot of fans there, but we really got to see it on the 20 tour. And we could have done more shows possibly, but we just didn't have time. So every show we did in Indonesia was unique, and it was an experience, I think. You know, some of them were outdoor, the Borobudur temples.
Yeah, Borobudur.
Yeah, we did, you know, Jakarta, even we did 2 nights in Jakarta. We always used to do 1 show in Jakarta. So we felt a lot more love from the whole tour, but especially Indonesia. It was a great place to finish it as well. You know, we had a lovely party and a couple of beers at the end of it, and it was a great way to sign off on a very successful, happy tour.
So thank you, Indonesia.
We love you guys.
Happy to hear that.
So how does it feel to be back on the stage?
It really does feel good. I think it's, you know, we're nearly 8 years older than we were, you know, and you look back and, you know, the whole career, and when it started in '98, you know, we're 18, 19 years of age, and it's pretty amazing to be doing it at this age again. And I think even when the boys are talking about being back in Indonesia and stuff, we've so many memories of landing in Jakarta back in the day when we were teenagers, and thousands of people at the airports, and it was chaotic. We couldn't leave the hotel. We were up on the top floor. People would still be singing the songs in the lobby. We could hear them. You know, we wouldn't get any sleep. And you tell all these stories. You might tell that story back home to your friends, and they would never quite grasp it. But now with Instagram and Twitter and all the social media platforms, you can show people what it's like. It's not as chaotic as it was, because even the fans have grown up. But I think all that hard work that we put in pays off now, because you can go back and relive those moments. And I think that's important, because the fans got to relive their youth by coming to the shows, and we got to relive our youth by performing those songs again.
Okay, let's call it like a very impulsive reaction, yeah?
From
Indonesian.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was all inspiring. It really was. It was pretty special tour, you know. And to make it 50, it's kind of like a nice round number. We could have done more, but we're also parents and husbands, and you know, you need to take your foot off the pedal and relax a little bit. And now our focus is on the brand new album, which is coming out soon, called Spectrum. And then when that comes out, we'll have another meeting about potentially touring again. That's you know how we work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now we'll talk about your next album, Spectrum. Why does Westlife choose Spectrum as the title of the album?
Well, I think the name, Mark was the one who suggested the name, and I think the reason why we all really liked the name was because for us coming back as a band in 20 years later, you know, with a new record from our first release, it was very important that we had something that showed our kind of like love and our enthusiasm and our, you know, I don't know, I suppose our get up and go and energy that we have for Westlife again. And this album is actually probably the most up-tempo, kind of like slightly kind of like, I wouldn't say it's very different because I think all the songs are very Westlife, but it's definitely a very modern album, and I think the word Spectrum kind of shows that, you know, that there's a lot of colour in this album and that there's a lot of kind of like, you know, the enthusiasm that we have for Westlife again is back. So, you know, I think the album itself is just a really, really strong album. You know, we have a lot of the old school Westlife sounding songs on there, but with a new modern vibe to them. And also, like, you know, as I said, some great up-tempo numbers. You know, this album is the type of album that, you know, if you're driving in your car, it's a great listen. If you're sitting at home and you're having a party, it's like, you know, there's some great times to get up and dance. There's some great times to sit down and chill and have a drink. You know, it's a great variation of music on this album, and we think, anyways, our fans will love it. We certainly love it, and we feel it's probably one of the strongest albums we've ever made in our career.
The music video, Hello My Love, the last time I saw it, it's now reaching out more than 23 million viewers. Yes, 23 million viewers. It's a vast number of viewers. So, what's your comment, boys?
Well, I think they were very delighted with Hello My Love.
They are very delighted, but I think you're asking more about the way the world is now with YouTube.
What's it like to be able to see the comment?
I think it's nice, yeah, to get direct feedback from our fans, and we can do that on social media, obviously, and fans can go on and go, I love this video and I like this part of the video and why. So we get to hear the fans' voices, which is important because, you know, we make our music for our fans, and that's the most important people that we have to make sure are happy. And so far they seem to love the new album, the new songs. I think Hello My Love and Better Man. Better Man, I think, has been a really big success in Indonesia and Asia as well, which I think it's old school Westlife, but I think our Indonesian fans love that. They love the ballads, but Hello My Love for us, and I think for the fans, is probably the #1 song, the biggest hit so far.
So, what do you think about Indonesia?
Well, we've always loved it. I mean, like I said earlier, going to it when we were teenagers, so the chance to go back to it was brilliant. You know, I mean, culturally, it's a wonderful place. It's very different to, you know, where we live and where we're from, and we've always known that. I think this time around we got to see more of it, you know, more cities. We got to eat a lot of nasi goreng. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
I would like to ask that, and you know that, nasi goreng.
Oh, unbelievable food. That's my favorite international dish, and I got Nikki to eat it nearly every day with me.
Very sure.
I was forcing it on the boy, and they were like, oh, this is amazing, what is this? And I get 2 eggs on the top.
Okay.
2 eggs, man.
Because he's so greedy for eggs.
I just love eggs.
So this is the last question. What is your next plan after launching of the album?
Next plan is we're going to come back to Indonesia and do Anna.
What we do, we have we have a big announcement to make very soon. So by the time this goes on the platform on TV, you'll know about it. But the plan would be to take what we're going to do over this side of the world, maybe into Indonesia, and to do something even bigger than what we just did over there. So different, but I think we can do it, and it would be great if we can pull it off and go back and do this special.
Yeah, this has been a special year for Westlife, and I think next year is going to be just as special, if not more. But everything we do now has to be an event. Everything we do has to be special for the fans, has to be different, and create like a excitement. And we're hopefully about to start doing that on Friday.
But I think what we've done as well is created, since we've come back, we've created this organically, really, this moment of a night out for people to, you know, that were fans of the band, to come back and enjoy that night again. And we saw it in Indonesia, we saw it in Singapore, you know, Thailand, you know, China, everywhere we were, it was the same. And even in England and Scotland and Wales and Ireland and Europe, all those people come to the shows are 10 years older. So it was a chance for everybody to let their hair down and enjoy. And I hate to say it, but we're almost becoming an older band that now has a bit of nostalgia attached to it, and that can really be a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, maybe Leslie, you wanted to say something to Indonesian audience?
Thank you very much to all our Indonesian fans. We love you very, very much. We truly enjoyed bringing the 20 tour to you guys.
Really?
It was an amazing experience, and we hope to be back there very soon.
No, we're not going to go back till they check out the album, surely.
Check out the new album.
Check out the new album, obviously, in November, and then we'll come back.
And we'll see you on social media.